Are you thinking about raising a family on the Alabama Gold Coast? With beautiful beaches, top rated schools, and a lower cost of living, it sounds like a dream, but is it really the right move for you and your family? Today, I'm breaking down the real pros and cons so you can decide if life on the coast is right for you. I'm Wes Harless, a local agent with Wellhouse Real Estate. Look, we all know Gulf Shores is a beautiful place to vacation, but it's also an amazing town to raise a family in. My wife and I are raising our family here, and my mission is to show other young parents that you don't have to wait until retirement to enjoy a life here. Now let's dive in. All right, pro number one, our year-round outdoor lifestyle. Imagine raising your kids where they can play in the sand or learn to fish or boat instead of staring at screens all day. Here we have over 32 miles of white sandy beaches, and with over 200 days of sunshine per year, outdoor fun is a year-round activity. Besides the beach, families have access to Baldwin County's 77 parks and recreation areas like the world-renowned Gulf State Park, which offers over 28 miles of hiking and biking trails, fishing piers and kayaking spots, or the 600-acre Graham Creek Nature Preserve that has an archery park, disc golf courses, playgrounds, and a kayak launch. They also host field trips and summer camps, plus the warm waters of the Gulf stay swimmable for most of the year, making it easy for families to enjoy water activities even outside of the summer. In fact, my family spends more time on the water in November than we do in July. Number two is our family-friendly community. If you're looking for that small town feel where neighbors actually know each other, then Gulf Shores is perfect. And every weekend there's something fun to take the family to. Baldwin County has over 100 community events per year, including kid-friendly festivals like the Hot Air Balloon Festival, the National Shrimp Festival, and our family-friendly Mardi Gras. We also have weekly movies at Meyer Park and farmers markets on Sunday. I highly recommend a yearly membership to the newly redesigned Gulf Coast Zoo. It's only $180 per year per family, and you get unlimited visits. It's a perfect place to spend the day with kids. I really need to do a video dedicated to all the events and activities down here because this really just scratches the surface. I mean, you can't get to it all. In our experience, the Gulf Coast fosters a super strong sense of community unlike anywhere else. I've lived in the South all my life, but Southern hospitality is real on the Gulf Coast. And these events give young families a chance to connect and build relationships so we can truly get plugged in. And the crime rate in Gulf Shores is 48% lower than the national average. So I know us as parents feel comfortable letting our kids ride bikes around the neighborhood or play outside after school. All right, pro number three are the excellent schools and educational opportunities. Education is a big deal when choosing where to raise a family, maybe the biggest. And Gulf Shore schools are some of the best in Alabama. Gulf Shore City schools rank in the top 10 based on test scores and college readiness. Their curriculum is heavily focused on STEM learning, which is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And the new state-of-the-art high school, which will be completed in 2026, shifts away from the traditional classroom structure and has been specifically designed to prepare kids for the economy of the future. Pro number four is the lower cost of living compared to other coastal areas. One of the biggest reasons families move here is because you get way more for your money compared to Florida or California. The median home price in Gulf Shores is $395,000 versus $450 in Destin and over $700,000 in Naples. Our property tax rate is 0.41%, which is the lowest in the country and half of Florida's. Lower cost of living doesn't mean just cheaper homes, but gas and groceries and utilities also tend to be 10 to 15% lower than neighboring Florida. For families, that means more budget for vacations, kids' activities, and savings for the future. Pro number five is our strong economy and our job growth. Whether you're working remotely or looking for job opportunities, Gulf Shores is booming. Baldwin County is the fastest growing county in Alabama. We've seen a 25% population growth since 2010, and the tourism industry alone generates over $7.3 billion annually, which means thousands of jobs. But the local economy isn't just tourism based. With more people moving here every year comes greater need for healthcare, education, and construction jobs. These are rapidly expanding industries on the Gulf Coast, so we need more locals with these skills and experience. And with the option of remote work, many professionals are choosing to live here while keeping their high-paying jobs in bigger cities. All right, now for the cons. Number one is tourist season. Yes, this is paradise, but we're not the only ones who think so. Tourism is great for the economy, but in peak season, traffic can get crazy. Gulf Shores and Orange Beach see over 8 million visitors per year. And during the summer, traffic on Highway 59 can back up for miles, making commutes much longer if you don't plan ahead. Tourists are only worried about having a good time while we're trying to run our errands or get to work. But the good thing about that is everyone around you is always in a good mood. Whether you're in traffic or at the grocery store, you just see people laughing and singing without a care in the world. You go to most other cities in America and everybody is just so pissed off all the time. So experiencing this positivity every day is uplifting. So for locals during peak season, you just have to learn how to adapt, using back roads, going shopping early in the morning, and avoiding those tourist hotspots on the weekend. All right, number two, the hurricane risk and insurance costs. I hate to use the H word, but living by the Gulf Coast just means dealing with hurricanes. It's a fact of life. So homeowners need to be prepared for storms, which you'll quickly learn how to do. And your fellow locals are always more than happy to help. Fun fact, my wife and I moved to Gulf Shores 24 hours before Hurricane Sally, a Category 3, hit directly 2 blocks from our house. Talk about a friendly welcome. So all through the second night in our house, it's just rattling and we're thinking, what in the world did we get ourselves into? But thankfully, we had very minimal damage, practically no damage. And these homes are built to withstand intense storms. And that's why you have insurance. Speaking of insurance, you will pay more for it. Average annual home insurance costs in Gulf Shores is $2,200 compared to the national average of $1,500. Plus, you'll need flood insurance, which ranges from $500 per year to over $2,000 per year, depending on the size and value of your home. While hurricane risks are real, modern homes are built with extra fortification and strict codes to withstand these storms. And families can mitigate high insurance prices by choosing homes that are in X flood zones, which means the area has not flooded in over 500 years and they don't require flood insurance. Or we can find you homes that are bronze, silver, or gold fortified. And that means they've been engineered to withstand winds up to 140 miles an hour, and they can drastically reduce your insurance costs, often by more than half. All right, con number three is the lack of big city amenities. If you love big shopping malls or pro sports teams, you may have to drive to Pensacola or New Orleans. Gulf Shores doesn't have a ton of major shopping hubs or department stores, but the Tanger outlets just up the road in Foley have dozens of designer brands like J. Crew, Levi, Loft, H&M, and nowadays you can get everything 2 days shipped on Amazon anyway. While the closest airport for major flights is Pensacola International Airport, which is about a 1 hour drive. I love flying out of the Pensacola airport. It's the easiest one I've ever flown out of. We get there 45 minutes before a flight and still have time to spare. Sure, you have to connect to a lot of cities, but it does offer direct flights to Dallas, Philadelphia, Miami, Nashville, Chicago, Denver, and several cities in the Caribbean. All right, con number four is our lack of public transportation. So if you don't have a cord, getting around can be a challenge. Baldwin County has no public bus or transit system. I personally hate driving. If I could take a subway everywhere, I would, but even summer traffic here isn't as bad as rush hour in most other cities. Rideshare programs like Uber or biking are the main alternatives, but 94% of residents here rely on personal vehicles for a daily commute. And that's all the negative I've got for you. If you can tolerate tourists, be prepared for occasional hurricanes, and know how to use Amazon, then Gulf Shores is pretty much the perfect place to live. If you feel like the Alabama Gulf Coast is right for your family, subscribe for more videos like this. If you're ready to start your home search in Gulf Shores, call, text, email me anytime. My phone number is 205-478-3430. All the rest of my contact information is below. I would love to hear from you. Cheers.